Okay. Give me a couple that you guys came up with. First of all, how many things did you jot down in 2 minutes?
10.
Awesome. Okay, give me
18.
How many?
18.
18. Awesome. All right, give me one, Tim, and give me one, Marcus.
Cerebral.
Honest.
Awesome. Okay, who else has one?
Generous.
Generous, love it.
I wrote down that I have a huge, caring, beautiful, kind heart.
Oh, wonderful. Love it, you guys. So that's a great best practice. You can do that every morning along with your gratitude, which we're going to do next. So, or at least once a week. I mean, we've done it. This is once a week is pretty great too. All right, bucket fills. Next one, gratitude. So who do you have to thank? Thank somebody who is either on the call or not that did something great for you to help you this week, or just tell us what you're grateful for.
I'd like to give a shout out to both Michelle and Nicole for being huge support systems for me, and for all of the huge shout out to Michelle for the opportunity to co-list on this property that we put into escrow, and a huge shout out to Nicole for being an incredible coach.
Oh, that's so nice. Love it. All right, thank you. Thanks, Riley. Who else has some gratitude or buckets to fill?
Definitely Nicole, for all her insights into me and my quirks and what I need to do. She's very caring, very, I don't know, she's on the button with a lot of things, and some things I didn't even know about myself. So she's very good at that.
Awesome. Okay, you guys, thank you for that. Happy birthday to those who have had October birthdays or still have yet to have October birthdays. Dan, Tammy, Bob, Jim, Mark, Nija, Zach, Shane, Deborah, Kay, Van, David, Adam, Matthew, Tyler, Randy, Deanna, Alex, Jan. I'm like, oh yeah, I wish all these people happy birthdays. Michael, Michelle, Ronnie, Carol, Katie, one of the other Michelles, Kristen and Stephanie, who had over the weekend, and Mitch, who I texted yesterday. And then today, Courtney. And then we've got a Halloween baby with Marianne. So happy birthday to those of you guys who celebrate in October. It's kind of, I love this month, right? It starts to get chillier, even though we don't have like seasons per se. It's when it gets, gets to be cool in the evenings, and you kind of feel that fall. I was smelling a fireplace on last night, which is always nice. Upcountry, you guys. Okay. You're like, fireplaces, what's that? Especially West Side people. All right, a couple of hot topics. I wanted to mention of things that we have going on in the back end, which some of you are involved in, some of you may not be involved in. One is thank you to those of you who participated in our first focus group meeting. So just as a reminder, we had our first focus group meeting, and the focus groups are to talk about 3 different types of agents that we have within the company and how their needs differ, and looking into whether we want to make some changes to best support all of those individual agents. So that would be a dependent and independent and interdependent agents within the company. So we're looking at different things that we might want to implement, which provide additional support systems, and everybody who's in the company maybe needs support at a different level or has different things that they need. So a dependent agent might, for the lack of a better word, I say dependent agent. A lot of times the newer agents need help in getting leads or generating leads. So leads might be a part of that program. We're looking at what independents need that are independent agents need that are with our office, and then the interdependent model, which is our common model. So thank you to those of you who are participating in that, giving me your feedback. You should be seeing more emails inviting you to the next set of focus groups. And then we're going to look at what we might want to implement starting the beginning of next year. So appreciate that. If you want to be involved in the focus group and you're not, let me know. Just send me an email and we'll add you to the list. So we had a great mix of different agents with different places in the company for that last one. So it's very good feedback. Expansion teams and in-house teams. So I've been meeting with a lot of agents from outside the company and some of our agents from inside the company who may be interested in participating on a team or joining a team. So if you are not sure or you might be interested in joining a team, reach out to me and we can talk a little bit more about that. I've talked to several people, because we do have teams that are growing within our office. And also we have some great opportunities with teams that are called expansion teams, where they're housed in another Keller Williams office on the mainland and they're expanding into our market. So I want to put that out there, remind you guys. We also had last week was it last week? We had the career development meeting, which some of you attended. And I think there was a good point that was brought up that a lot of people didn't really know what that was or what the purpose of it was. They didn't know, so they didn't attend. And we did record it and we can send it out to you. It was basically to talk about different career development avenues that you could go, whether it's getting a designation or certification through NAR, or whether it is, you know, working towards being a broker, a managing broker within the company, how we develop our own agents into leadership and management positions. So we're doing that as well. So if you're interested in that and you missed it, let us know, or let Cheryl know and she can send you the video, the recording of that. It was great. Well, it was really helpful. Not a lot of people attended, although the people that did got a lot of value out of it. So thank you to those of you who came. Okay. Also, the do not call list. So I want to address the do not call list. I'm not sure what everybody has been doing. I've talked to the brokers. It'll probably come up in the next broker meeting. I have to talk to Michelle about it as well. But I just wanted to remind you that there is a national do not call list registry. And there also are do not call lists from people when you do make calls. And if somebody says, don't call me again, they should go on a local do not call list. So right now within the intranet, there is a do not call list. It's very small because we only put on local people that report to us. However, we will begin uploading. I just wanted to bring to your attention, we will begin uploading the national, well, when I say the national registry, it's only for actually Hawaii because it's our state. So property owners in our state. So what will happen is you'll start to see the phone numbers show up on the registry that we have in the intranet for anybody that's said that they're on the do not call list. And that's really important to abide by if you're making calls to farms, circle prospecting. Obviously, if somebody comes in as a lead, like an online lead, and they put their information in there, then that's fine because they've given you the information to call and it's permission based. But if they haven't, you have to be really careful. The other thing that relates to is mass texting, which we've talked about before, that you want to avoid mass texting unless it's to, say, your database that you've already been in communication with, meaning that they already know they're getting stuff from you, it's permission based. And I'm bringing it up again because there have been lawsuits, fortunately not with us or here that I know of in Hawaii yet. However, in other parts of the country, in California, in Texas, there have been lawsuits related to primarily, well, initially it was the mass texting, and then the do not call list seems to be surfacing more and more now as far as people reporting or complaining or pursuing litigation. And it's a hefty fine if you contact somebody that was on the do not call list. So that will be uploaded. We'll probably update it quarterly because it it's changing, but it's not that rapidly changing. And every time we export it, it's a process, export and import, it's a process to do it. So the plan is to start doing that for you. So you have access to it in the intranet, and that we're providing it for you. So you don't have to go out and do that on your own, or you don't have to join and pay the fee to have access to those lists. We're going to start doing that. That should be uploaded. I mean, I think within the next week or two, within the next week or so, we'll get that uploaded, the most recent one. Any questions about that? Okay, awesome. All right, moving on. We have special guests today that many of you have not seen before, because unless you were at the Westside team meeting. Very excited to talk to you a little bit about and introduce some of the folks that have been working behind the scenes on the social justice or social equity task force. You can tell me, Liza, but I think it's social equity, right?
Yes, social equity, yes.
I'm gonna change that to social equity task force.
Mhm.
And it says champion update, because Liza Rivera is the social equity champion or ambassador for Keller Williams Realty Maui. And this is on a Keller Williams national level. So every market center has an ambassador that is their representative for this task force. And then we have incredible task force members, which I'll let Liza introduce them all to you. So we wanted to include your task force in these meetings so they can let you know what they've been working on and that you're aware, and in case you'd like to participate, and if you want to attend some of the great trainings and events that they have going on, please do. So I'm going to let Liza take it away, who is a wonderful agent with our office, part of Team Kaikoa. It's all you, Liza.
Well, aloha, everyone. I'm excited to give you the update for the Social Equity Task Force. So there's been lots of exciting news going on in our company in the last few months because of the pandemic. It's been challenging for many people, and policies that are supposed to invoke trust and safety have failed, especially where it involves our Black communities and racism. So a forward-thinking Gary Keller stated that racism is wrong and wants to promote healing and reform. Well, you may ask, well, how can we do this? We as the real estate community can do a better job of fostering representation and use its platform in the community to create lasting change. So, drum roll, this is my drum roll, guys. Gary Keller introduced to our company the Social Equity Task Force. And this task force has created 5 initiatives to accomplish within our market center and our community. So why has Gary done this? Well, in his letter back in June, he stated that racism is wrong and KW stands with the Black community, wholeheartedly supports equality. Gary Keller also stated that a task force would be implemented immediately to eliminate racial disparity with our company and within our industry, and stated that we can lead the way in making a difference. Well, how can we do this? Well, by introducing this task force, it's a reminder of the goodness in people's heart. And we are part of an amazing company that leads the industry, not only in real estate transactions and money and volume, but in diversity, equity, and inclusion, and taking a strong stance in making history. So this is all really exciting. So why don't we introduce our local committee members. We have Dylan Bodie. What? Dylan, I think he's on the line. Are you out there, Dylan?
Hello.
Do you want to introduce our little committee here on Maui?
Oh yeah, we have Lee Hay, who's a great agent with the company. We initially met with her. She's a brilliant mastermind in psychology, and so she's really helped us. She's facilitated and mediated tons of difficult conversations in the past and on difficult topics. So we're really lucky to have her. Latasha Baldwin, who we all know as one of our amazing tech wizards. She's our tech concierge for the company, but she's also super been super involved in this process and this conversation. And then our regional ambassador, so each region, so basically for our market center, Liza is our ambassador, and she meets with the whole Northern California, Hawaii region. And then Joe Ordinario goes and takes what they meet with on an international task force with Gary Keller himself, the man, the mustache, the legend. So that's our committee.
Yep. So some of Gary Keller's directives for the task force is the task force alignment with Black Lives Matter movement stems from the following statements in his letter that we spoke about. Racism is wrong, and Keller Williams stands with the Black community, wholeheartedly supports equality. And when asked about other demographics, Gary Keller responded, "We are simply working to launch our support for Black Lives First. It's the movement. We do not want to lose it. Once we believe that we have put our best foot forward on this, we will immediately begin the work to do exactly as you suggest, enlarge the scope to address all diversity in the most positive way possible. We are lining up our dominoes and then knocking them down one at a time." So this was from Gary Keller. And Dylan, do you want to talk about some of our initiatives?
Yeah, I think we have a slide for that too. Oh, right here. Sorry, number 2. Yes. So the 5, we putting equality or equity, into the core values of the company was done during this last mega camp. So that was a very big, a really big moment for our company. And then also we want to increase our Black agent count and leadership by 50%. So this has been set by the International Task Force, and then it's up to us and individual market centers to carry that through. Those are a couple of our big things. We also have scholarships and things that we're going to work with locally to help get diversity here on our own real estate board.
Yeah, and to just touch more on some of those initiatives.
Do we have the next slide? Yeah.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're offering the mentorships and the scholarships for those interested in joining the real estate industry. And through workshops highlighting inclusion and equity and fairness, and then having our collateral and marketing material depicting people of color and diversity. And then we're also going to be offering training and coaching minorities to hold leadership positions in our company. And then teaching the importance of building wealth through home ownership. Okay, so our next slide. Do you want to read this? Our win-wins, Dylan?
And what? I'm sorry. That's just the new core value updated.
Yes, adding.
Yeah, we just
equity.
added opportunities for all, which we all know. I do want to. This was sent out as a graphic, but I want to highlight something to this team meeting based on some conversations when Liza and I shared in the West Side team meeting that some agents had questions about this or maybe were uncomfortable with these topics. And of course, I was watching one of my favorite authors, Brene Brown, recently. You know, it's hands up for Brene Brown. And I love she was sharing that this, like anything else, is a great risk to take to have these conversations. And we're all going to start in different places, and we all have our different backgrounds and come from different belief systems and different ideas with it. And it's been a journey for me as well, and everybody, but it has to start somewhere. And are we going to disagree? Yes, on certain topics. Are we going to not see eye to eye? Are we going to make mistakes and maybe say something that maybe offends someone at some point? Yes. But I think it's this overarching theme to grow and learn from each other and just aim to be better. How can we be a little bit better every day and be more empathetic and put ourselves in other coworkers' shoes as a company? And if we all grow together, that's just amazing. So it's a think first mentality. And so I guess I just want to encourage everyone to not be completely, if this is an uncomfortable topic for you, to just know that it's going to take one step at a time. And no one's perfect on this. This is not a please be perfect right away. We're all going to equip each other and help each other to grow and support our Keller Williams associates across the country. So I just want to put that out because we're not expecting anyone to believe a certain thing right now. It's just to have these conversations and facilitate these moments of learning and healing within our own real estate community.
Yeah, so if you're thinking of joining us, we would love to hear from you. Just reach out to any of our members or contact us via maui socialequity@gmail.com, and we'll have a conversation. And we also do a lot of community service. We have food distribution sites. Dylan has his own distribution site. Woohoo! I have my own food distribution site. We will be making 600 food boxes next Wednesday at the Maui Food Bank. So we're looking for volunteers. We're always looking for helpers to make a difference in our community. So if you want to be part of this, once again, just contact any of us.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the great work.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. And yeah, please get in touch with them. They established this Gmail for the task force specifically. So if you'd like to join them or you have questions or ideas, they're awesome and open. So thank you for that. Okay, mark your calendar. Today, Colette Ching will be teaching what I found out today is the first in 3 different courses she's going to be teaching. So today is, and they're all kind of related, although they stand alone too, but today is kind of part 1, which is navigate your business. And she's going to be going through some business planning. I'll show you the flyer next. And then there will be one in November she's going to do, and one in December. And then Tuesday, tomorrow, and Thursday is the BYOCC with the Tech Wizards. I'll let Latasha or Robert talk about that a little bit more when we get to that part of today's meeting. And then Lee Potts will be doing the training for the Win with Buyer series for this week, which is called Find a Buyer, which is great. So thank you, Lee, for doing that. And then every Monday afternoon, Dawn Harris is hosting Still Ninja Selling, which is a great series on how to attract clients and prospects into your world, rather than, it's more of a attracting approach than going out and sales and marketing, which is a kind of a cool system. And then every Wednesday at 8:30, we have the company huddle. I know many of you have reached out to me that the mornings are more difficult for you. So we are going to look at maybe changing up some of the sessions for the afternoon. So I'll let you know when we get there. And then this is just a flyer for Colette's training today, which is 12:30 to 2 via Zoom. And you would have gotten an email with the link, although if you can't find it, you can go into our intranet calendar and you'll find the link there. So she's going to be focusing on business planning, your vision for 2021, finding your one thing, being on your business versus in your business, and how to maximize your productivity. She's very dynamic. If you haven't taken a training from her yet, she's our operating principal. You should take it. And she will finally be back on island next month for the first time since January. She usually comes every month. And then the Win with Buyer series, I mentioned, that continues this week on the 29th. No, yes, the 29th. Find a home, and that's going to be Lee Potts. So he's going to be doing that with you guys, who's one of our great agents. And then just an update as a reminder for you guys that we do have 2 pre-licensing classes that take place here. When I say here, used to be live, and now we're doing them via Zoom, which is Hawaii Real Estate Academy and Carol Ball School of Real Estate. So I wanted to remind you of the upcoming trainings in case you talk to somebody who's interested in getting their real estate license. And by the way, I'm talking to more people now than ever who are interested in getting their real estate license. So I'm not sure if you're seeing that. I think it's because of what's going on with the pandemic, that a lot of people had been out of work. They were looking at a potential career change. And these are really, really skilled people in whatever area of expertise they had. Some have past sales business. Some of you have been referring people to me. So thank you. Just want to remind you, you can refer them to the pre-licensing classes if you talk to somebody that may be interested in getting a real estate license, or you ask somebody, have you thought about it? Most people have. So there is an upcoming class in November, which is a Zoom, kind of live Zoom class, starts November the 16th. That's Hawaii Real Estate Academy. they can go to hawaiirealestateacademy.com. They can register for that, or mreamaui.com, but if they just type in hawaiirealestateacademy.com. And then if you do talk to somebody and they cannot do a live class, or they're located somewhere else, but they want to get licensed in Hawaii, in the meantime, until Carol Ball's next live class, which will be, I think, next year. I don't know if they're going to have another one before the end of the year, but their schedule is on the Carol Ball's realestateschool.com. And they do have their ongoing online module classes. So I refer a lot of people there if they can't do the Zoom one, or the schedule doesn't work, and vice versa. So Keone does teach the Carol Ball one, by the way, who's a fantastic instructor, and Michelle Del Rosario, your principal broker, teaches the one for Hawaii Real Estate Academy. So they get impeccable instruction and great guidance. So I want to remind you that that's an opportunity to build your profit share tree. And some of these people are the future rock stars. So you might as well be having those conversations and sending them to the pre-licensing, and then we will help to guide them where they need to go into, many of them come into Keller Williams, not all. And then you can also send people to the virtual career night, which happens probably every other month-ish. And the next one is coming up next week, November 2nd, 5 to 6 p.m. And this is hosted by Team Lally on Oahu, which is Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi, and they're hilarious. And they do an hour-long kind of career night. So you can send people to that as well, and we're all connected. So that is teamlally.com/career night if you want more information on that. Okay, congratulations to those who have capped since our last meeting that we have not recognized yet. Randy Antonio, the Millers, 9 Times Network, congratulations to them. Tyler Coons, I think this is his 2nd year, and he on a trajectory. So congratulations to him. And then Deb and Karen, the Girls Island Properties, congratulations to them. They also capped. First closings, Myra, Dan, and Dave and Janice had their first closings in September. So congratulations with us to them. And then some of the recognitions for awards in terms of volume, which we do every month. So this was for September numbers. Dean Otto, yet again, was the highest closed volume for September. And this amount, by the way, in 1 month, 16.5 million, put him in number 1 in highest closed volume for our entire region, for Northern California and Hawaii. He was number 1 in the region, which was pretty cool, especially when you're dealing with Northern California, whose average price point is twice ours. Imagine that, being in a market where the average price point is 1.4 million. So, and then congratulations to 9 Times Network as a team, highest closed volume for them in September, and Aloha Group. So great job, you guys. Top individuals, Dean for listings taken volume, listings sold, written volume, and gross commission income. And Sue got listings taken units and written units. And then we had a 3-way tie on closed units, Celeste, Chiaki, and Sam. And a 4-way tie on the listing sold side with Chiaki, Dean, Joanne, and Sam. So congratulations to you guys. Great job. How are you guys feeling in general about what's happening in the market right now? So I am hearing and seeing, I'm seeing it as a company, and then I'm talking to a lot of you. Across the board, are all of you guys getting more activity and having more prospects and clients and getting responses to whatever it is that you're out there doing for your lead gen? Yeah. If you're not,
100%.
What's that?
100%.
100%. So if you're not getting more stuff in your pipeline, that is an opportunity that may be passing you by, because the buyers are certainly there. The listings are tight. It's an opportunity to get more listings and educating sellers about what's happening right now in the market and where prices are. If you need help with that, if you're in coaching, reach out to your coach and say, hey, Lisa said I should have more activity. What am I not doing that I need to change? in order to take advantage of what's happening in the market. And by the way, we expect this to continue at least through the first quarter of next year. So get in on that momentum, ride the wave, have the conversations, the deals will come. So if you need help, reach out to your coach, reach out to your broker, you can reach out to me. Just, you know, I want to make sure that everybody is seeing that same level of activity. And if you're not, then it may be that, again, an opportunity to do something differently. Change it up. Okay, top teams, September, buy and sell Maui team. The Zatellos, Team Kaikoa, woot woot, Liza's on. Listings taken units. Island Key, yay, Jeannie and Robert, look at you guys getting up there. Written volume, congratulations. You guys are getting, seeing some traction. Blue Marlin, Escaleras, written units, 9 times network. The Millers again in GCI, top teams, and the Maui team listing sold volume. So
Something we should mention about the 9 times network
yes,
is that they came to Maui not knowing anybody.
yeah.
And good on you guys. You guys were out there meeting the community, being involved in the community, embracing the community. And now you're here, you know, I mean, that's the proof right there. Just get involved with your community and it happens, you know, be available.
Absolute rock stars. Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
job,
very
Millers.
purposeful.
Thank
They've been very purposeful in their business and working every day on making that happen. And we knew it would pay off.
I heard somebody walking down the street the other day asked Adam if he was that YouTube guy.
There you go. Yeah, great effort, great job, you guys. That just shows that, you know, I mean, anybody can build their business. So good job. And Joyce says she has 5 escrows going on right now in Hana. So that's great, Joyce. Yeah, there's a lot of activity over there too. Okay, and top teams, 2-way tie with 3 each closed units. Team Kaikoa, Curletti and Stukal team. And then we had a 4-way tie with people who were sold in September. So Team Kaikoa, the Carter team, the Maui team, and Curletti and Stukal team. And then top groups for September, the Aloha group in listings taken volume, written volume, closed units, listings sold volume, and gross commission income. The 808 team in listings taken units and written units. And by the way, written, if you're not sure what that means. So written, we're talking about contracts on the buy side. Okay, so we have listings and then we have written, which is contracts on the buy side. Premier Global Partners, listings sold units. Great job, great job. And, you know, I also should say we love to celebrate small wins too. So meaning, you know, you don't have to be the #1 agent every month to be recognized. So I want to make sure that, you know, you share your successes too. We love to hear other successes, which I will totally share at the team meetings. When you guys tell me about successes that you've had, you know, even if you're not one of the top teams, you've hit another level in your own business, or you got your contract, or you took a listing. Like, those are great wins to celebrate, and those small things lead to these big things. So congratulations to everybody who wrote a contract, took a listing in September. So who else on this call, by your thumbs up, took a listing or wrote a contract in September? Awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Welcome to agents who have joined us since our last meeting. Kayla, who many of you have met or will meet, who is the lead ISA for the lead team within the company. So she's doing an incredible job, and she's doing the lead ISA work. That's her primary role, although she's technically a licensee and an agent with us. And Elisa Sinclair, Sam's daughter, who is also wonderful and amazing. And you may see her if you come into Kahului, because she's working in the office 2 doors down from here. And you'll be seeing more of her as well, because she is going to be starting to do more in-house transaction coordination for you guys, for those of you who need a transaction coordinator or looking for a transaction coordinator. She will be a new transaction coordinator that you can work with. So she's amazing. Riley says, after a year, I'd like to celebrate getting my first paycheck in October. That's awesome, Riley. So great. Great job. It's wonderful. Feels so good. And now that just, gets things going. Sometimes it's that first one, that's the hardest. Michelle, welcome. Bob, Kamalani, Ben, Sam, Sean, Kyle, and Sophia. Wonderful. Wow. What a great group of people that I'm excited that you guys are going to have a chance to meet if you haven't yet. Really, really wonderful people. Also, Courtney, Baron, Kathy. So Courtney and then Baron and Kathy are Big Island. We have Kimberly Ann. Lisa is also Big Island, and then Leon Barnett. If you didn't hear that on the last meeting that we had, we now have an agent in Molokai with us. So just a reminder, we have partners on the other islands. So if you are looking and you're not sure who to go to or who's with our company, we have Leon in Molokai. We have Crystal, who's on this call, in Kauai, and Steve Parsons, two agents in Kauai. We have Big Island, of course, and then Maui. So yeah, make sure that we work with our company first, ideally, assuming the agents are great, which they are. You don't have to worry about that. So you can come to me. Sometimes people do. Okay, updates. Is Michelle with us? I am looking. Okay, I don't see her. So Nicole, our head productivity coach, you take it away.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Nice to see so many people here. Hi, so just a couple of things I wanted to let you guys know. Currently, we've got about 97 agents in the program, and we've got waves coming in of all these people who are taking on residential real estate, which I love. So we've got some timeshare people coming in, which are awesome at their scripts. And then we've got some new people who are deciding that now's a really good time to venture into the real estate market because of various reasons with other jobs. So we love it. Lots of new faces, and it's been a lot of fun. Tomorrow, we're going to be starting our new courses, which are the 6 business building foundations. That's the one. I just want everybody to be aware of this. So we're going to start alternating between our Ignite courses and our 6 business building foundation. So these classes will be the ones where we go through their DISC, their big why, their financial layout of how many homes they have to sell per year to make their goal, their GPS and their 411, as well as their growth plan. So this is going to set them up for an awesome business plan. So we're very excited to get that started. That's going to start tomorrow, and my agents are all rocking their homework. So if they're not here, it's because they're doing the homework I'm making them do for tomorrow's class. But that is what we mostly have going on. We graduated 2 weeks ago from Ignite, and we had 8 graduates from Ignite. So that was exciting, and things are rocking and rolling. That's what's going on.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. Yeah, you guys have also been really picking up. We're seeing a lot more listings coming out of the productivity coaching program, which is great. So we're focusing in the right place for sure, because that's really where you want to be focused right now. The one thing that I wanted to mention, I just texted Michelle to see if she said she is, but I don't see her. Is she on? That's weird. I just texted her. Okay, maybe she's signing on now. So one of the things I wanted to also mention to you guys is that some of you don't know that we have an agent leadership counselor. You might know you might have heard it, but don't know what it is. So our agent leadership counselor, or ALC, is made up of some of the top agents in the company who want to really focus on building their business under the Keller Williams models, under the Millionaire Real Estate Agent model, who we meet once a month. And basically it's, I'm helping coach them to grow their business under the models. They also run and manage committees within the company, and they're kind of a finger on the pulse for what is going on. So if you have something that you want to share with them, they're approachable. You can talk to them about it, and that will come back to us in our monthly meeting. You also can audit these meetings. If you ever want to think about being on the Agent Leadership Council or joining a committee within the company, And we're kind of talking about how we're going to integrate the social equity task force into that as well, and adding that kind of as a subcommittee with the ALC. Attend those meetings. So when you see those on the calendar, you can audit those. You can come to them, see what we do. You get a lot of nuggets. I mean, these are agents that are sharing what's working in their business, usually with each other. And so we share successes in that. We talk about their business. We talk about their profit and loss statement, wealth building, and it's a really valuable group. And I would encourage you, and if you want to go into leadership, it's a great training ground for going into leadership or management within the company or in another company. So I mention this because we're getting towards the end of the year, and every year we appoint a new agent leadership council. Some of the people that were on it the previous year like to stay on it the following year. Some don't. Sometimes there's rotation. There's always opportunity to grow with different people. So if you want to know what you need to do to qualify for that as far as criteria, or you just want to come to one of our meetings and see what it's about, we do have those on the third Thursday of the month at 11:30 a.m. from 11:30 to 1. So let me know, reach out to me. I'm going to start reaching out to some of you who are candidates who would potentially qualify for that. So I wanted to make sure to mention that. And okay, let's go on to COVID. And I'm just gonna, oh, she's trying to get logged in. Okay, well, let's see if she can do that. All right. So COVID, I mean, I leave this on here even though we talk about it, and we've kind of given the updates on the last meeting we did on Wednesday. We gave another update in the last team meeting. What I would like to do though, Keone, if you're still on, I know you gave an update. Was it you that gave the update on Wednesday as far as clarity around what's happening right now in terms of Trans-Pacific and inter-island travel, what the latest is? Can you give us an update on that?
It was actually Michelle that gave that, but it is changing kind of often, so you should take a look. But from what I've heard about the mainland travel coming in, right, 72 hours, you got to log on with the state, you got to register your results with the state. They give you a QR code, and so then when you come in, they scan that and all that. I heard that the process now at the airport has kind of fixed itself so that it's quicker, right? Before it was like a couple hours wait. Now I just had somebody that came in, when was it? Thursday, I think. And they said, no problems. They flew in, they landed, and they got checked right in and they were on their way. So I think they've worked out that problem. But it does change all the time, so that you should send them to the government site. I think it's EGAY COVID, and then they Google that, and I think it'll take them to that site where they can see all the requirements, right? They have to get tested at an approved site, like CVS and all that. They have a bunch of them on there in the mainland before they come out here. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck with a 2-week quarantine. So, and then the inter-island stuff is very confusing. But supposedly if you go, let's say, to Oahu for 72 hours, then you don't need one. If you make the turnaround, I mean, I don't know. I would just get one and be safe. Because
if you're coming back to Maui from anywhere. Well, I think so within Maui County, it had said that's fine, right? Lanai.
Well, now Lanai has that huge outbreak.
Right.
So they're actually talking about shutting Lanai down, like a stay-at-home order type of thing. And I bet that's going to happen. But, look before you travel, because they change the rules kind of plenty. So.
Awesome. Anybody else have any updates on that?
I did hear that they expanded the testing, the group, so it was pretty narrow at first, and I've heard recently that the trusted partners, I guess, that are doing the testing, that list has kind of grown, so it seems to be easier for mainlanders to come over. Yeah.
When you say expanded the testing, what do you mean? When they arrive here or before they come here, as far as where they can get tested?
Before they come here, so the 72-hour test, there was a very narrow path of certain options you could do, and apparently that list has grown. So
Of places that do it and what type of testing. Okay, so we just have to keep updated the screening process for the Safe Travels program. There's that website, the travel.hawaii.gov. The other thing is if you have to get tested here, either before you go somewhere else or just in general, you want to get tested here. And it says travelers must pre-register for the post-arrival test at Minute Med. So Minute Med, which now I'm guessing they're getting really busy, they were doing, Minute Medical was one of the ones that was doing, they were saying it was a rapid test. So in terms of getting the results, you just have to be careful that if you're doing the rapid test to make sure it's the type of test that is approved, like what Keone was saying. So yeah, it's, you just have to keep updated.
Lisa, I have a question.
Yep. Yes.
So say you're traveling to Oahu for a medical appointment and you're flying back to Maui the same day. Do you get a COVID test 72 hours before your plane leaves? And then are you on 14-day quarantine when you come back?
No, so I heard, well, again, don't, this could change and don't mark my words. I heard that medical, and especially if it's same day travel, is a exemptable, whatever, it's exemptable, if that's even a real word. Is that a word? Okay, qualified to be exempted. But I think you have to go through that application process, which there is that online, I don't have the website handy, maybe we can send it out, but there's an online, Shelby knows it. I don't know if she's on right.
I recently flew to Oahu for a medical appointment before the inter-island travel things were implemented, and I heard about the exemption too. So I called the mayor's office and looked into it. And I think there's some confusion about that exemption. That exemption is more like a day pass for people who are undergoing the 14-day quarantine and they need to go to a medical appointment on Maui. It doesn't exempt you from flying into Maui from Oahu and not doing the 14-day quarantine. So it's not an exemption as in I flew to Oahu for a medical appointment. I'm now flying back to Oahu to Maui, and it doesn't exempt me from the 14-day quarantine. It's a date.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then to be safe for sure. I mean, the tricky thing is if you have to get the test, you would have to figure out how to get the test. Like you said, you would get it here on Maui and then go there and come back within that 72-hour period, which I believe is allowed.
Okay.
Double check, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard, that you can get it here and it's good for 72 hours and you don't have to get another one there.
Okay.
But double check.
Yeah.
Lisa, I have a question.
Yes.
When can we start seeing our clients in our personal offices?
That's a great Michelle question. Let me see if she's on here yet.
Hi.
Hi, Michelle.
What's a good Michelle question?
So Liza just asked when they can start meeting with clients in their personal offices. So Liza has an office in Kihei, right? So the question is, when can they expect to be able to do that?
Well, I think right now we've allowed people to meet in their personal offices with a client if you social distance and wear a mask.
Okay.
So
awesome.
I think that's been allowed for some time. The only thing
that's what I thought the answer was. I just didn't want to say for sure because I want her to say it.
The only thing we have closed in our offices at this time are the conference rooms. So we're asking you to meet either at the high tables or in the training center if there's not a training going on, or in the central area of the Kahului office. So there's an open space, again, still with masks and social distancing.
That's great. Thanks.
Thank you. And yeah, of course, you have the training room in Kihei too, which really isn't being used. So that's a good open space. Thank you, Stacy, for posting the HawaiiCovid19.com travel FAQs. That will come in very handy. Awesome. So Michelle, before we move on to Robert and Latasha, do you have any other PB related updates?
Yes, I wanted to let everyone know to please look for your email on Friday. We will be resending our compliance guidelines on how to get paid, to submit your file 5 days in advance for review, submit day of closing with those day of closing documents. And this goes to our compliance officer. We are going to be having a change in our compliance officer at the end of the month on Friday, and you'll be getting an email on Friday with all the updates. But we still have agents who are not pre-submitting their files 5 days out or even 1 day out. So this is a requirement. Also, you are not supposed to be receiving your check via direct deposit or from any other way until such time our compliance officer reviews and approves your file. So it's very important that you adhere to our company policy and guidelines on this issue. And again, we'll be updating everyone again on Friday.
Yeah, and if you, as we talked about, I mean, if you're uploading your files as you go when things are getting signed, or you have a transaction coordinator, that person can do that for you. That makes it so much easier, so you're not rushing before closing to get everything uploaded. We want you to be uploading it as people sign the documents. That way, God forbid something happens to you, you have an emergency, you have to take off. I mean, we've got your stuff. That's one reason. And then as far as the process, that won't change if a different person is doing the compliance. So that,
Correct.
And then what Michelle is referring to as far as the getting paid, the direct deposit, escrow, you can instruct escrow to give you your funds any way you want. The thing is, they are supposed to hold the funds until they have approval to release it. That's it. Just for clarity. I just want to make sure that was clear. Okay. And most people, there's not an issue. It's really just like a handful of things that come up, but then it's like, okay, we need to make sure everybody is aware of this. Any questions about that?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Robert, Latasha, Tech Wizards.
Hi.
I need a wand.
I have to, the fill the bucket, the gratitude thing, I have to give it to Latasha because she stacked this deck like crazy and then said, are you okay with doing the slides? Because I'm not going to be there. I got to go learn about vital signs. I'm like, oh, let's go take a look. Okay, so I think I can speak to most of them.
Awesome.
Command has given us quite a bit of insights into our business. Just a pre-note here, we see numbers, or the market center sees numbers, Lisa sees numbers. We don't see your contacts. That's compliance if you pass something off to the market center. So what we're just looking at here is just numbers, and we get a better sense of what kind of training we have. I call them opportunities for training. You guys might think of opportunities in another way, but that's okay. See these little awards that are coming out? We're going to be passing them out virtually. You're going to be getting platinum awards, gold awards, all sorts of awards. Just don't be looking for the pewter award because we don't want to give those out.
Sure. Okay.
2,500 contacts or more. Look at the bottom number there. This one's always astounded me. Tyler Coons, and then just above that, Michelle Belch. Again, we can't see any of the details here, just the numbers. So these are huge. I mean, those are huge databases. So
yeah.
1,000+ contacts. These are people that actually have their contacts in Command, and we can gain insights from, okay, now do we need more training around contacts? Do we need more training around opportunities? And you'll see as we go down the list, there's 500s and 100s, and we get those lists, and we get to see them in what's called our vitals report. So inside the vitals report, we'll be able to look at that and go, well, okay, this person has 100 contacts and is doing 2 opportunities. I'm like, wow, we should reach out and talk to this person.
Oh, you know what, Robert, that reminds me, I should mention 2 things just as a reminder, because we need to have Hannah at this meeting too. There's a couple different services that I want to mention. Part of what we're doing in the focus groups is deciding what services the agents really need. What do you guys really need help with? And what would be valuable to you, whereby you would actually, pay somebody to do it, whether it's a virtual assistant, a marketing person. So right now, Hannah will be rolling out, who some of you have gotten in touch with to do some marketing stuff on your listings. because the company is paying for some listing packages for you guys to do, in case you weren't aware of that. It's through Aloha Real Estate Solutions is the name of Hannah of what she's doing for marketing stuff. So you should be receiving an email this week if it hasn't gone out today from Aloha Real Estate Solutions from Hannah to talk about the listing packages that you guys have that are included for free being with our company, and then other things that they can do to help you with promoting your listings for like $10 for this or 20. It's pretty nominal. So that service is being launched right now, marketing. And then the other thing I should mention, Kayla, as I mentioned, she's doing ISA work for the lead team, will also be offering ISA work for you guys as the agent. So if you want her to go through and make your database, your contacts, give it a higher health score, where she's updating all the information in there, contact-wise, birthdays, things that you need to be able to stay in touch with them at a high level, their social profile, she will do that for you. And then she'll also call through your database to get updated information and to look for people that are looking to buy or sell now, or that somebody they want to refer you that's buying or selling now, and set an appointment around that. So if that's something you guys want, we have those things in place now. I mean, they're new, we've just been launching them, but we see the demand, and a lot of people I've talked to about them who I've been in conversation with. So if you want more information about any of those things, reach out to me. You will be getting some emails though about that as well. So sorry about that, Robert. I just want to mention that because when we talk about contacts, that in and of itself is great to have in the database, and you want to make sure you're doing something with it, which is going to lead to more business.
Absolutely. And I actually checked with Hannah on some of her designs, and she's got them nailed down. I mean, the process is set. It works really well. So yeah, don't hesitate to use her, especially at least for the stuff that we're even that Keller Williams offering, right? So yeah, 500 contacts. So these are good. I don't believe that number with Todd, but that's okay. So.
Oh, it's because he uses another database too for his online lead gen stuff.
So bronze status, these awards will be coming out. They'll look very similar to the digital wreath that comes out above, and Latasha has all those that are coming out. So
these are all folks that have 100 plus, between 100 and 500. So way to go, you guys, man. That's a start. Getting into the habit of getting them in there is really big.
And then these are the opportunities. So we get a chance to look in and see how many people have active opportunities. And it used to be that we only went into opportunities just to get paid because we had to process it through opportunities. People are using opportunities at a higher level now, tracking their METs, tracking their nurtures. They're all the way through the pipeline.
So these are people that you track that are in your pipeline. So you are using opportunities to put them at various stages in your pipeline.
Yeah, and you might use your contacts as like a fish pond, and then you might use opportunities for anything that's a year out that you really want to hit with more frequency.
Yeah, and both of these people do a good amount of business.
Yeah.
Okay, and then smart plans.
Smart plans, 3 out of 5.
Also look at who's created smart plans.
Yeah, this is our market, market center score, 3 out of 5. So we're right in the middle there. I think we're doing pretty good actually. So we'll do better on that. So that shows us that we need to teach smart plans a little bit more. So Tech Wizards appointments. I don't know anything about the Whalers Village printers.
But that was Latasha was just saying if they haven't scheduled a time or they're not connected to the printer to get with her.
Right, and I think we're using a system now called PaperCut, isn't that right? So there's a little bit different setup process, but at my old company, we used to use PaperCut, and it is an industry standard type utility software package, so it's standard for these type printers, so that's good. One-on-one appointments, always contact the Tech Wizards, Tech Concierge at Gmail, and we can help you out. We've reached out one-on-one a couple of times. We're still doing our BYOCC series, which right now is in the mid-30s of Marty Miller's 66-day challenge. So normally we'll go through a couple of them and then just have a small discussion around it and then go on to the next one. So that's going really well.
Thanks for being on this, Robert, too. I know that you have the regional call happening right now, but thank you for being with us here.
Yeah, the regional call is actually going over vital signs right now. So
No, you can go, if you want to jump on that. I mean, it's up to you. I can go through the rest of this if you want.
yeah, no worries. I'm pretty
Okay.
spun up on the vital signs, so this is okay. Yeah.
So Jeannie had asked, if I write a backup offer, does that need to go into opportunities? No, Jeannie, not necessarily. I mean, a backup offer wouldn't, you probably have the initial client in your pipeline that you wrote the offer on. That would go into the opportunities. The backup in particular wouldn't. However, if the backup offer gets signed and accepted, well, so if you're just writing a backup offer, yes, sorry, that's a contract's written. That would go into opportunities. And then of course, if that gets accepted, then you're just going to upload that for transaction management. All right, and Stace, no problem. We'll help you work on that. All right, next.
Command update, the email editor is live. Right now we can use the email editor to email HTML links through command. We're not really training on it yet because there are some more updates coming down the pipe very soon. I can't say when, I'm not allowed to say when, but I can say very soon. So Twilio integration, it seems to be working okay. I haven't had any problems with mine. So, I mean, there are the spotty ones, but they're usually easily taken care of. So, and this is just another reminder for our Marty Millers, bring your own coffee and command.
And you guys are also, when you do these, you're also putting them on our Facebook private page too, and streaming
Sure.
those. So that's been good.
Yeah, we're going live on those. That's kind of fun, actually. So, except when something breaks in command, and then we've got an hour of something broken, right? Oh, that's not great. Yeah.
So scripts, are you guys doing scripts too?
We're not doing any. We're not doing any of the script
Oh,
training.
this
right
was
now. I
this
think
was an
that's-
old slide, so I'm going to delete that. Okay. Okay, so scripts, you already did this training too, or you're going to do updates on this?
Pivot script. This might be more of a Nicole type thing. I'm not sure.
I think it was Latasha talking about the that you guys were doing this in one of the training classes, but I think it was the one on October 16th. Okay. Crash course in highly converting Facebook ads.
Yeah, we are. We're seeing a lot of success around the Facebook lead gen piece. So we're going to probably do alternating, maybe Thursdays or Tuesdays, and show you how to set up some of these Facebook ads, and show you how to get people to stop scrolling and click on the Learn More button. The whole thing is to get them to click on Learn More and get them to sign up and get them as a prospect in your database. Yeah.
So I'm going to interject here because there is a training that I want you guys to attend, which is a really awesome opportunity. I posted it on our private page, and Cheryl's going to send out an email to you. I'm just going to bring it up on my thing because I don't want to forget about this. It's coming up, I think, next week. And I'll share my screen. Let me just unshare this one, and then we'll go to needs and wants. And then I'm going to share this one. Let's see if I can find it. So if you are a member of Lab Coat Agents, and if you're not a member of Lab Coat Agents, by the way, join Lab Coat Agents on Facebook. This is the group. This is what it looks like. And this is going to be Wednesday of this week, and it's noon our time, Hawaii time. Brad Kiger, by the way, is one of the top agents. He is an incredible, he was a brand new licensee, and he took bold and just embraced it and became like the #1 agent in his market, or his market center, and then like one of the top agents in the entire market. And then he became a team leader. Anyway, he's back to sales. So he's doing a special interview with these agents that have been in the business for less than 5 years. And this is the kind of business they're producing. So just in 5 years, these people took their production to 90 million, 105 million, 67 million. I mean, so go to this. I mean, it's a really good opportunity to see what people are doing and how they were able to grow their business so quickly in a short period of time. For those of you who are newer and it's like, oh, this is going to take me, you know, other agents have been in the business for 30 years to get to where they are at today. Well, that doesn't have to be true. And Brad was an example of that as well. So this, I asked Cheryl to send this out in an email to you as well, but you got to go join Lab Coat Agents, and then it'll be streamed on their page on Wednesday at 12 o'clock our time. So I want to make sure I mention that. Okay, last couple of slides here is, so thank you, Robert, by the way, for that. Appreciate you. And then needs and wants. So let's talk about needs and wants. Who has listings, you know, where they've just signed a listing agreement, has something coming up, or it's going to be an in-house, if you have an in-house one that we can share internally. What do you guys got coming up listing wise, and who do you have that's a buyer that's looking for something that can't find it? I just had an agent come in today and say, oh, my so-and-so client is going to be listing this property, you know, in whatever she was telling me about it. Now we're talking about in-house, and we have to be careful because no contracts, she didn't sign the contract yet, but she's listed it before. And I already think I might have a buyer. I mean, literally from just her telling me this. So this is what I want, you guys, like this is happening right now. So what do you have? What are your needs and wants? Buy side, list side.
Hi, this is Jeannie. Hi, everybody, and congratulations on everybody's success. I have some buyers, and we're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, upcountry or central Maui, Haiku, Paia, that area. And they're a really nice couple, grew up here, have a lot of ties to the community, and they're about to have a baby. So they need a place to move into. So if anybody hears of anything, my email is allhawaiiteam@gmail.com. And thanks in anticipation of somebody finding something, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Lisa, I have a downstairs Kihei Villages unit downstairs, 340,000 coming to market tomorrow. Obviously it needs some work at that price, but that's 30,000 under anything listed.
Wow, that's great. All right, who's got a buyer for Kihei Villages? It's a good one. All right, Sarah says new listing coming this week, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, direct ocean front, west side, short-term rental, 549. Awesome, thanks, Sarah.
I've got buyers that are looking to purchase an acre, preferably with a property upcountry for under $1 million. If anyone has anything like that, let me know.
So vacant land?
Preferably, I mean, they want an acre with a house.
Okay, because I was like, $1 million, you should be able to find vacant land. Okay, so a house with at least an acre of land.
Yes. House
Okay,
with
got it.
Of land.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I have a buyer that is looking for a fixer-upper. He's got a lot of construction experience and a lot of connections, and he's looking for something that he can maybe fix up that's a single family with Ohana, something with rental possibilities. And I have another client that is looking for a 2-bedroom house in Haiku.
Okay. Great. Teresa says, I may have a buyer for Kihei Villages. Nicole, could I get more on the upcoming listing? So Nicole and Teresa, you guys need to connect. Stacy, how many parking for the Kihei Villages? Yeah, that's a good one, Nicole. That should go fast. So let's sell it in-house.
1 space.
1 space. Okay. All right. Anyone else on needs and wants? Okay, tell us something good. Something good. 2. I need at least 2 before we go. Oh, Steve has a buyer at 700 looking for a 3-bedroom central. Okay. I know of something potentially coming, Steve, but it's higher. It's going to be higher than 7. Closer to 8.
So Lisa, something good. Michelle De Rosario and I finally got our Iliahi at Kealani property into escrow, and it's looking to be a record-breaking comp.
All right. Sweet. Great job. That is something good. One more. One more.
I just went into escrow on a 1.75 million home in Haiku. And I also found the men's bathroom key to the office.
Yay, Jonathan. That's great. Wow, that's huge. Okay, great. Thank you.
You found that in Haiku?
Funny.
All right,
Hey,
you
Lisa?
guys. Yes.
Lisa, one thing before we hang up. So,
Yes,
hi, you know how you mentioned about the do not call list, how you guys were compiling a new list in the in our intranet. You mentioned that in the beginning of this meeting. Is it possible to check that list against the agent's contacts? Like, it'd be really nice for our techies to be able to tell us if any of our contacts, that phone number listed is on that list. Can they cross-check it like that?
They cannot. That is definitely something you could do within your database. We probably don't have the capacity to do that, is my guess. That is definitely for you to be able to do, to ideally cross-check with your database or when you're making calls. Now, if it's your database, if these are people in your database, I'm guessing most likely they are permission-based already. However, if there are new leads coming in from something, that's where you got to do that checking process when the new leads come in. So we will supply you with the phone numbers. I don't know that we could really check it against. I mean, the other thing is we don't have access to any of your databases. We can't, unless you give us your username and password. Like, that's one of the benefits of this company, is that we don't go into your own stuff. So, I mean, it is something you could have a VA do if you want. You know, it's a good project if you have a lot in there that you want them to cross-reference, or you have new leads coming in from your Facebook campaign. You know, that's something that either Hannah's VA can help with, or maybe Kayla can help with, to do something like that.
Lisa, can you give clarity around that? Because you just said coming in from a lead campaign. If somebody gives me their number, you're telling me I can't call them?
No, if you're right, if they're giving you their phone number or filling out a lead capture, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
I was just gonna add to that with the Twilio integration in Command. The very first text that goes out gives them a option to do not call. So what I'm trying to help people with is do a one-touch smart plan that sends them your new number, introduces yourself to them, gives them the option to opt out or add that number to your contact card. So it's a good first touch, single touch, right?
Yeah, I mean, with that being said, Robert, if we have the ability to create a first touch like that, I would love for that process to be automated, because I'm one person that has a lot of names in my contact list, too many for one person to process. So I'm one example of an agent that desperately needs to hire other people to scrub through my list and help me and give them specific tasks to do that. In the meanwhile, though, if it's possible technically to create that one touch to all my contacts, if there's a way to do that, I would love to schedule a one-on-one with you to be able to do that, so that I can sense their interest, you know, and it can help me with a big percentage of my database to know one way or the other if they wanted to go forward.
It also introduces them to your Twilio number. So as attached.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If there's an automatic way to send to all contacts.
Get with Robert and have him show you what he's doing, and then you potentially duplicate it. Totally.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And then Stacy asked, what's an appropriate time frame to send a just sold postcard? Like, is 3 months later, is 3 months later too late? You know, I mean, I don't know, ask Michelle what she thinks. People typically would send it within the first 30 days, 2 weeks to 30 days, but I don't know.
Hey, Lisa, just drop the just. You can always send
sold,
it that says.
That's a good point.
There you go.
Yes, very good, Jonathan. Or sold, or Q1 sales or Q2 sales. Then you got 3 months. It's a great idea. I love it. See, this is what masterminds are for. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day and rest of the week.
Thanks, Lisa.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Mahalo. Enjoy your week.